story in Dark Souls 3? Maybe that will compel me to play.
Sure. Well, that's probably the one thing that I can't compel you in by telling you about it, because the Dark Souls story and the lore is so deep and it's very constructed by the community, and you really have to go and take a lot of time and exploration and detail to kind of dig in as far as you can. It's not a very traditional storyline in the way that you would normally expect from an RPG, where, you know, it's being fed to you through cutscenes. That's not the Souls way.
The Souls way is, though, it's just stealing my soul, because I feel like this game is just unnecessarily difficult, and I know that there's a barrier of entry here. So how many hours would you say you would have to really put into this game to really feel the reward of it?
It's very subjective. I personally, when I first started playing Souls, it was around that 15-hour mark where the light bulb clicked and I had my eureka, I get Dark Souls moment, and from then on I was a big fan. But it depends on you, it depends on how persistent you are, but really, I mean, it's about taking the game patiently and sort of learning to respect the mechanics, learning to not try and hack and slash, not try and cut corners. And if you can do that, if you can be that patient gamer, then I think that you start to really understand why people really love the franchise.
There are so many people still playing Bloodborne. In fact, my co-host Scott Jones has Bloodborne calluses on his hands from playing so much of this game. So are people that are playing Bloodborne, do you think they can actually put that one down and jump into this one? Like, how? I just feel like how much torture is too much torture?
For some people, there's no such thing. I mean, the dedication from the community to really spend time dying and not let it overly frustrate them, and they love the challenge of it, is absolutely amazing. It's such a core game, and we're seeing it get more and more popular and more people latching onto it. And games like Bloodborne, which are, you know, inspired by or sister titles and not necessarily in the Souls franchise, have done so much to open up the franchise to people that have never heard of it and kind of dip their toes for the first time, so that's awesome.
Do you think it's safe for people to just jump into Dark Souls 3 not having played any of the Dark Souls game or Bloodborne? Do you think it's actually safe or good for anyone's mental health?
Good for mental health, that's a different question. Safe, yes. Good for mental health, depends. But I encourage it. I mean, again, if it's your first time and you're starting out with Dark Souls 3, it's going to be a tough go for a little while until you really wrap your mind around how the game works and how to navigate through it, how to respect the mechanics, but it's worth it.